of Zubair and Pratik Sinha being shortlisted for the Nobel Prize took social media by storm. While a certain section spread the news and congratulated the duo, many criticized the move due to their dubious records. Later, it has been revealed that the committee doesn't divulge any nominees for 50 years, although one can submit who they think meet the criteria. Kashmiri separatist Sania Mansoor wrote a piece on the duo and revealed they got shortlisted for the Nobel. Soros-funded Peace Research Institute Oslo wrote they are worthy candidates for the Nobel. Many know this by now. Whether they deserve this is another debate altogether. But based on how they are described by Soros-funded institute and the Times magazine, there is one organization and one person who also deserves the Peace Prize.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for
Osama bin Laden, the world's most wanted man. Not only did he pull off a devastating strike against the U.S. homeland, but he managed to avoid capture and survive for a decade afterwards.
Shocked or surprised? Well, don't be, because I have a perfect explanation for why they deserve this award. Everyone knows what Osama did, but let's keep that aside for a minute. Osama was one of the fighters who fought against the USSR-led Afghanistan government. There are some claims by the BBC and UK Foreign Secretary Robin Cook that he received help from the West to topple the Soviet regime in Afghanistan, which is another topic again. Coming to Taliban, it is nothing but a group of fighters who were trained by Pakistan with the funding of the US and Saudi. Will the West acknowledge this about Osama and the Taliban? No. They will see Osama as an Islamist terrorist who crashed the Twin Towers. Taliban is an Islamist organization which wants to turn the world based on Sharia. This is how the West views Osama and the Taliban. Here comes the hypocrisy. Since the West suffered because of Osama and the Taliban, they ignore the fact that they helped in strengthening these monsters. But when it comes to Pratik Sinha and Zubair, the West has no issue and describes them as fact-checkers. Isn't that hypocrisy? Kanhaiya Kumar, Umesh Kohle, and many more were killed by the twisted narratives of Zubair. If Nupul's life is in danger and is living in exile, it is because of Zubair's fake propaganda. Zubair and Pratik Sinha have been peddling fake news and spreading lies that India is heading towards majoritarianism. They often peddle fake news that minorities are living in fear and majorities are committing atrocities and whatnot. Forget about believing. If one listens to their claims, they will definitely start to think that India is a majoritarian, fascist, Hindu supremacist country. But we all know the truth. Hindus fought for centuries to build the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Kashi and Mathura cases are still in the court. If we start talking about the plight of Hindus, then it will become a 3-hour documentary. The point is, Zubair and Pratik Sinha are not combating religious extremism as claimed by Soros-funded NGO. In reality, they are fueling it to create chaos in the country. They are part of this Break India forces and are an important tool in creating chaos and fueling unrest in the country. They are not debunking fake news. On the contrary, they are actually spreading fake news and creating unrest in the country. It has been proven countless times. But this is not how they are projected. The West projects them as vilified journalists by the Hindu supremacist government for battling misinformation against the Muslims. If this is not hypocrisy, then what is? If this is not being biased, then what is? With the Nobel fiasco, it has once again been proved how the Indian ecosystem sings the tune composed by the Western Indian ecosystem.